Have you ever watched someone your age climb stairs without pausing, or get up off the floor like it's nothing, and thought, how are they still doing that at 70 plus? Here's the truth. Most 70-year-olds can't. But if you still can, you're not just staying active, you're aging in reverse. In this video, you'll discover 6 powerful physical and mental signs that you're beating the clock, and how to protect these rare abilities before they fade. Stick with me until the end, because the last one is a secret weapon most doctors ignore, but it might be the single biggest predictor of healthy aging. You can rise from a chair without using your hands. Most people don't notice it at first. It starts as a tiny nudge off the armrest, a small push on the table, just a little help to stand up. But that small adjustment, it can be the first quiet sign that your body is starting to surrender power you might not even realize you're losing. Now here's the incredible part. If you can still stand up from a chair without using your hands, smoothly, confidently, with your legs doing the work, you're not just strong. You're rare. And more than that, you're aging in reverse. Why? Because this one action draws on so many parts of your body at once. Your leg muscles, your glutes, your core, your posture, your balance. It's not just a physical test. It's a total body system check-in. Studies from the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy have shown that the ability to perform what's called the sit-to-stand motion without assistance is one of the strongest indicators of long-term mobility, independence, and even lifespan in seniors. Let me tell you about Jeanne. She was 74 when she noticed something strange. Every time she tried to stand, she'd lean forward, grab the coffee table, and push herself up. I thought it was just stiffness, she said. But it was weakness pretending to be stiffness. Then one day, she almost fell backward trying to stand without holding on. That was her wake-up call. Jeanne started doing 10 minutes a day of gentle leg lifts, seated squats, and core activation. At first, she needed support, but within a few weeks, she stood up from her chair hands-free for the first time in months. And when she did, she cried. Not from pain, but because she felt strong again. That's the kind of strength you can reclaim. So here's your test. Sit in a regular chair. Cross your arms over your chest. Now try standing up. No hands. If you can do it easily, that's not normal. That's exceptional. That's your body saying, I'm still here. I'm still working. I still have power. If you pass this test, you are ahead of the curve, and you're holding on to something most people lose quietly. Functional strength, independence, pride. And if it was tough, don't worry. You can build it back. Because strength isn't lost in a day, and it can return in less time than you think. Now, let's move to the next sign that you're aging in reverse. And this one, it's not about power. It's about pace. You can walk at a brisk pace without getting winded. You might not think twice about how fast you walk, but your walking speed, it's more than a habit. It's a crystal clear predictor of how well your body, and even your heart, is aging. In fact, doctors often call it the 6th vital sign. That's right. According to research published in JAMA, walking speed is directly linked to life expectancy. The faster you move, and especially after 70, the longer and stronger your body tends to perform. So let me ask you this. Can you walk 20 feet, as if you're late for something, without stopping, gasping, or feeling off balance? If you can, you're not just in decent shape. You're sending a powerful message. My heart, lungs, muscles, and nervous system are still in sync. Let's break it down. To walk briskly, your body needs strong legs to push off with power, good balance to keep from wobbling, healthy lungs to deliver oxygen, and a responsive heart to keep blood flowing fast and clean. If even one part of that system is underperforming, you'll feel it right away. You'll slow down. You'll pause. You'll look for a bench. And that's exactly what happened to Harold. At 78, Harold had always considered himself active enough, but he started skipping walks. The grocery store seemed longer than it used to. One day, just walking around the block left him so winded he had to lean on a stop sign. But Harold didn't give up. He began a simple habit. Walk a little faster. To the mailbox. then around the house, then to the park. Within 4 weeks, his pace returned. He didn't just move faster, he moved freer. He said, "It was like getting 10 years of my life back." See, walking isn't just transportation, it's confirmation that your body still has energy to burn, strength to give, and endurance that lasts. If you still walk with confidence, if your steps still carry intention, pace, and rhythm, that's not common after 70. That's extraordinary. Because here's what most people don't realize. When you walk slower, not because you choose to, but because you have to, it's often the first sign that the systems inside are starting to slow. But if you still move like you're on a mission, you're not just walking, you're rewriting the script on aging. And that brings us to the third sign, something even simpler. It doesn't involve walking or lifting, just balance. Can you stand on one foot for 10 seconds? Let's find out. You can balance on one foot for 10 seconds. It sounds almost childish, doesn't it? Stand on one foot, hold it, count to 10. But don't be fooled. This simple test is one of the strongest predictors of your future health and your independence. Why? Because balance isn't just about not falling. It's a complex symphony involving your muscles, joints, inner ear, eyes, and most importantly, your brain and nervous system. If even one of those systems starts to fade, your balance is the first to go. That's why researchers from the British Journal of Sports Medicine recently confirmed that adults who couldn't stand on one foot for 10 seconds had double the risk of serious health issues, including early mortality, over the next decade. So ask yourself, can you stand near a countertop, lift one foot just a few inches, and hold that pose for 10 full seconds without grabbing anything? If yes, you're not just agile. You're showing superior neuromuscular control, something most people lose quietly by their late 60s. Let me introduce you to Judith. At 76, she noticed she was gripping the sink while brushing her teeth. At first, she thought nothing of it. Maybe she was just tired. But one day she tried lifting one leg while standing, and she wobbled, almost tipping over. She didn't panic, but she practiced. Every morning, while brushing, she'd lift one foot for a few seconds. At first, she held the wall, then the edge of the counter, and within 2 weeks, she didn't need support at all. Her balance improved, but more than that, her confidence soared. She started walking without fear, showering without gripping the walls, and when she tripped over a rug one afternoon, she caught herself mid-fall. Judith didn't just improve her balance, she protected her life. Because here's the hard truth. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death in older adults, but strong balance doesn't just help you avoid them. It helps you recover when they happen. So if you can still stand on one foot for 10 seconds, no wobble, no panic, no grab, that means your systems are still firing fast and in sync. Your reflexes, your posture, your core strength, all still working in harmony. That's not normal after 70, that's rare. And that means your body still trusts itself. And you should too. Now let's shift to something that's even more revealing. Can you get down on the floor and get back up without help? If you can, you're part of a very small, very powerful group. Let's explore why. You can get down on the floor and back up without help. For many people over 70, the floor becomes a place to avoid, not because they don't want to be down there, but because they're not sure they can get back up. But here's the truth. If you can still lower yourself to the floor and rise again without grabbing onto furniture or someone's arm, your body is functioning at an exceptional level. In fact, the floor rise test is one of the most respected functional assessments used by doctors and physical therapists around the world. It's not just about muscles. It's about the coordination between your legs, core, arms, joints, and balance system. It reveals how well your entire body works together as a team. And here's why it matters so much. The inability to get up from the floor is a leading predictor of future mobility loss, hospitalization, and fall risk. Let's take a look at Frank. He's 79, sharp mind, loves puzzles, always joked that he was still young in spirit. Then one day his great-granddaughter asked him to come play blocks on the carpet. He hesitated. not because he didn't want to, but because deep down he didn't think he could get back up. That one moment of quiet doubt broke something in him, but instead of avoiding the problem, Frank faced it. He started small. Each morning he'd practice kneeling next to the bed, then slowly rising. He added seated squats, leg lifts, light push-ups against the wall. After 3 weeks, he could sit cross-legged on the floor and rise back up without using his hands. And when he joined his granddaughter on the floor again, he didn't just rise. He laughed doing it. Frank didn't just regain movement, he reclaimed freedom. You can carry a full grocery bag without struggling. It sounds like such a small thing. One grocery bag, a few cans, maybe some fruit and a jug of milk. But if you've ever had to stop halfway to the car, or shift the bag from hand to ease the strain, you know the truth. It's not just about groceries. It's a real-world test of your strength, endurance, and coordination, and it quietly reveals how well your body is aging. If you can still pick up and carry a fully loaded grocery bag without grunting, wobbling, or resting, that's not normal after 70. That's rare, and it's one of the strongest signs that your upper body, grip strength, and core muscles are still holding up. Let's break it down. To carry a heavy bag comfortably, your body relies on grip strength, the ability to hold on without cramping or fatigue. Arm and shoulder stability, to control the weight without slouching or pain. Core strength, to stabilize your posture and prevent strain. Leg strength, to support the added load while walking. And research backs it up. A study published in The Lancet showed that grip strength alone is a better predictor of future mortality than blood pressure, weight, or even age. Why? Because grip strength is a proxy for total body vitality. If it's strong, chances are the rest of you is too. Let's talk about Walter. He's 81 and used to pride himself on making just one trip from the car, bags in both hands, doors kicked open like a pro. But over time he noticed the bags felt heavier. His hands ached. One day, halfway up the steps, he had to stop and rest. It shook him. I felt weak, he said, and I hadn't felt weak in years. That moment pushed him into action. He started squeezing a tennis ball for grip, light dumbbell lifts in the morning, simple wall push-ups after breakfast. Within 3 weeks, he was back to carrying bags with confidence. And more than that, he felt like himself again. Because here's what carrying a grocery bag really means. You're still functional. You can live independently, do daily tasks without fear, and engage with life fully. It's not just strength. It's freedom in disguise. So try it. Next time you go shopping, pay attention. Can you lift that bag? Hold it steady? Climb stairs with it? If yes, your body is telling you, I've still got it. And you do. Now let's move to the next test. It's fast, unforgiving, and brutally honest. Can you climb a full flight of stairs without stopping? Because if you can, that's more than impressive. It's one of the clearest signs your heart and lungs are still aging in reverse. Let's explore why. You can climb a flight of stairs without stopping. There are no shortcuts with stairs. They don't lie. They don't wait. They don't care how old you are. One step, then another, and another. Each one a quiet question from your body. Can I still do this? If you can climb a full flight of stairs without stopping to catch your breath, without clinging to the railing, and without feeling like you've run a marathon, you're in the minority, and you're aging in reverse, in a way that most lab tests can't even detect. That's because stair climbing is what doctors call a compound functional movement. It demands coordination between your leg muscles, especially your quads and glutes, core, to stabilize your entire body as you move upward. Cardiovascular system, heart and lungs delivering oxygen efficiently, balance and posture, to stay upright and aligned. Let's not forget, stairs fight gravity. And when your body still wins that fight, that's not luck. That's system-wide strength in motion. Now meet Irene. She's 77 and she hadn't climbed stairs in over a year. Not since a minor slip made her fearful. She started taking elevators, choosing ground floors, avoiding her daughter's second-floor guest room. But one day, after a family dinner, nature called, and the only bathroom was upstairs. Climbing just 12 steps left her breathless, heart pounding. She felt exposed, embarrassed, but Irene didn't give up. She committed to small things, 3 steps at a time, then 5. Breathing exercises. Light cardio while seated. Within a month, she climbed that same flight and smiled the whole way up. Her doctor later told her, "That's the equivalent of a passing grade on your internal systems test." Because that's exactly what stair climbing is. In fact, a study in circulation heart failure found that older adults who could climb a few flights without stopping had significantly reduced risks of heart disease and early mortality. It's not just about convenience. It's proof that your lungs still fill deeply, that your heart still pumps strong, that your muscles still obey commands. So here's the real test. Can you climb 10 to 12 stairs without holding the railing, without needing to rest, and reach the top feeling stable? If you can, your entire body is functioning at an elite level for your age. And if it's tough right now, remember, every day is a chance to rebuild. Climb one more step, one more breath, one more heartbeat at a time. And now let's shift gears. This next sign doesn't involve your legs, arms, or muscles at all. It's inside your head, and it's more powerful than you might think. Do you still remember recent events and conversations clearly? Because if you do, that's not just mental sharpness. It's cognitive vitality in action. Let's dig in. You can remember recent conversations and events clearly. For many people over 70, forgetfulness starts small. You walk into a room and can't remember why. You can't recall what you had for dinner last night. Someone tells you a story and the next day it's gone. And society tells us that's just aging. But that's not the whole truth. Because while some memory lapses are normal, the ability to consistently remember details from recent conversations, meals, or interactions is a powerful sign that your brain is still firing on all cylinders. In fact, researchers from Harvard Medical School found that preserved short-term memory function in older adults is directly linked to higher brain volume, better blood flow, and lower inflammation in the brain. If you can recall what you talked about at breakfast, what your friend said on the phone yesterday, or what book you were reading last week, you are defying neurological aging. Let me tell you about Howard. He's 83, soft-spoken, quietly sharp. He remembers birthdays without reminders. He recalls street names from cities he hasn't visited in 40 years. Ask him what he had for dinner last Tuesday, and he'll tell you: baked salmon, roasted carrots, jasmine rice. When asked how he keeps his memory so clear, he smiles and says, "I stay curious, I read, I talk to people, I never stop learning." That's the secret, because memory isn't a switch that gets turned off with age. It's a muscle, one that gets stronger with use and weaker with neglect. Here's what happens when you stay mentally active. You create new neural pathways which keep your brain flexible. You strengthen existing connections, improving recall. You stimulate blood flow, delivering nutrients where they matter most. And you protect yourself against cognitive decline, dementia, and depression. So what counts as mental exercise? It's not just doing crosswords, although that helps. It's reading books, having real conversations, watching documentaries, writing in a journal, learning a new hobby, and most of all, staying socially and emotionally connected. So here's your memory test. What did you eat yesterday? What did your friend say the last time you spoke? Do you remember what you were doing this exact time last week? If the answers come easily, that's not just memory. That's mental vitality, and it means your brain is still awake, alive, and working with you, not against you. And if it doesn't come easily, don't panic. Neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change and grow, doesn't vanish at 70 or 80. It can be reignited, because just like muscles, the more you use your brain, the stronger it becomes. Now let's move into the final sign. This one happens in silence, while you rest. And it just might be the most underrated sign of total body health of all. Do you wake up feeling rested and ready for the day? Let's talk about why sleep is the real anti-aging miracle. You wake up feeling refreshed and ready for the day. You don't often hear people talk about it. They'll mention their joints, their memory, their cholesterol, but sleep? That's just something we're supposed to lose with age, right? Not so fast, because if you're over 70 and still wake up feeling clear-headed, energized, and steady, your body is doing something miraculous, even if it doesn't feel like it. In fact, it may be the strongest indicator that your body is still healing, resetting, and regenerating from the inside out. Here's why. Sleep isn't just rest. It's your overnight repair system. It's when your brain clears waste proteins that contribute to cognitive decline. Heart rate and blood pressure reset to healthier levels. Muscles repair and strengthen. Immune system recharges to fight off illness. Hormones rebalance, especially those tied to metabolism and stress. So if you're sleeping deeply, drifting off within 30 minutes, staying asleep through the night and waking up without grogginess, you're not just lucky. You're experiencing cellular health in real time. Let me introduce you to Ruth. She's 86 and used to bounce out of bed with energy, until slowly things changed. She started waking up tired, needed naps in the middle of the day, felt foggy by mid-morning. Doctors ran tests, everything looked fine, but she knew something was off. So she made small changes. Dimmed the lights after dinner, shut off the TV an hour before bed, opened the curtains in the morning to get sunlight, avoided caffeine after 2 p.m. Within 2 weeks, Ruth was sleeping better, and everything changed. Her mood lifted, her memory improved, her energy returned. And here's the kicker. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that good quality sleep is directly linked to longer lifespan, stronger memory, lower inflammation, and reduced risk of depression in older adults. That's right, sleep isn't optional. It's vital. It's the body's most powerful anti-aging tool, and you don't have to buy it, earn it, or download it. You just have to protect it. So here's your last self-check. Do you fall asleep naturally within 30-40 minutes? Do you stay asleep without tossing and turning all night? Do you wake up feeling restored, not like you've been hit by a truck? If yes, that's more than good sleep. That's your body whispering, I still know how to heal. I'm still strong. I've got more life left in me. And that's the ultimate sign that you're aging in reverse. But before we wrap up, let me leave you with something powerful, a reminder that goes beyond any list, test, or diagnosis. Because what you're about to hear next is not a summary. It's a reawakening. Let's go there now. The truth about aging in reverse. If you've made it this far, take a breath. Because what we've just uncovered isn't just a checklist. It's a mirror, a reflection of the life you've lived, the strength you've built, and the quiet power that still lives inside your body, whether the world sees it or not. Too often, aging is treated like a sentence, a slow fade, a series of losses, less movement, less memory, less joy. But what if that story is wrong? What if aging isn't about fading, but about refining, not about decline, but about rediscovering strength in new ways? Because here's the truth. Some of the strongest, sharpest, most vibrant people alive today are in their 70s and 80s. And they're not just existing. They're living fully, moving, thinking, laughing, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, getting down on the floor, and rising again. They're not exceptions. They're evidence that with the right habits, the right mindset, and the right belief in what's still possible, you can age in reverse. And maybe, just maybe, that process doesn't start with a gym membership or a new diet. Maybe it starts with one simple question. What is one thing I can do today to keep moving forward? Because that question, asked daily, is a spark. And with enough sparks, a fire begins. A fire of strength, clarity, confidence, hope. So wherever you are right now, whether you passed all the tests or just one, know this. It's not too late. You're not too far gone. Your body still remembers how to move. Your mind still remembers how to focus. Your spirit still remembers how to rise. And if you found even one moment of recognition in this video, a movement you still have, a memory you still hold, a strength you thought was gone but isn't, then you, my friend, are aging in reverse, and your journey is just beginning.